We're live.
Yay.
Hi, people. This is Fragments, Drifters Fragments, a Star Wars campaign, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. My name is Hikaru. I'm going to be the DM today, and I have a co-DM with me.
Hi, I'm Garmbreak1. I'm co-DMing this session of Drifters Fragments, which is our fallback campaign that we do when other things fall through.
See, I don't say that because I usually don't intro this, which is why I have my co-DM to say that.
Hey.
Yeah, and we've got 2 players with us today.
Hi, I'm Sho. I play Ceras, the Mary Ellen Padawan, who's not going to be the star tonight, maybe. And the elder of the 2 twins, no matter what his sister says.
Hi, I'm Zayo. I'm playing Nayu, and considering she is the focus today, she is the older of the 2 twins, and I also play a Mary Ellen Padawan. Neener.
You're totally not the older.
Yes, I am.
Children.
If you could see it, I'm sticking my tongue out at you.
You are way too loud. Okay. I could hear her too
one
loudly.
person on a different map.
I
don't know that. Please do that.
That's what I was gonna do. I forgot. I wanted to test something.
Oh, God.
So, what map should I put Show on?
The second embassy, eventually.
Should I? Yeah, but
No,
eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so eventually we'll do that.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to show your loud.
Noisy.
So much noise. I'm just gonna make a fresh page, and then I'm gonna shove, because I want to make sure something happens.
Yeah.
You literally just drag their names onto it. Okay, Show,
Okay.
you're on a separate page. I want you to type something in the chat.
I see that.
Cool.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. That's what I was worried about.
Alright.
And now I can't really switch him over to the other one because it's like halfway across the freaking. And then when you want to put them back, you just grab the icon from that page and put it on the player's thing, and that merges.
Oh, I see. Okay. Alright.
Okay, so to begin with, we are in Coruscant. Didn't you have a page with like the temple?
This seems like something we should have started out prior. But
Right?
yes.
You mean like telling the person who's streaming a little sooner that she's streaming? Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
we
job,
didn't actually
guys.
plan that part.
Yeah, we didn't plan that part. All right, so we'll all switch over to the Coruscant map for now because we're all in Coruscant. All right, so we are switching, and some people are going to be talking to some people, and some other people are going to be talking to some other people.
This is going to
Anyways,
be a clusterfuck.
yeah,
Boy,
we're
howdy.
trying something new, and hopefully this turns out cool, and then we can do this in the future. If not, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Learning experience.
Yep.
See you guys later.
Hello.
Hello.
Now it's just you and me. All right, so Nayu. Last we heard about you, you were in quarantine because of a silly little virus.
Silly little virus. Yeah. Let's go with that.
You were in there for about a week.
Mm-hmm.
In which time they processed the infection to the point where it is dormant and sterile, basically, so that you do not you can't pass it on to anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't really get rid of it because the only way they could get rid of it is how your companion did it.
By lighting her internal organs on fire. Yeah, no.
Yeah. She survived. She's probably never going to talk very well again. And had to have some work done on her, but she'll survive.
Mm-hmm.
She's got some internal scarring, which you don't have. Instead of that, you have a glowing green eye.
Yeah. And dormant spores stuck in her body forever.
Yeah. The council is worried that if you go into the front lines right now. Word of what happened, and especially given the fact that you have a glowing eye that gives it away, you might become a point of interest to be captured and studied by the CIS. So they've decided that for the meantime, until that blows over and they can be sure that, you're not going to attract attention, you're going to be given missions in behind the lines.
Okay.
So you are sent back to the temple, and I mean, after the week that you had in quarantine, you have some time to yourself in the temple to recover.
And not stuck in a broom being poked by doctors in hazard suits.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, you have the run of the temple, so you've been kind of, working yourself back up into shape because you
Yeah.
were a week stuck in bed, basically, even though you were not sick or anything.
Yeah.
And then you're summoned by Cariani, and when you go to her room, there is a Mon Calamari with her. You know what the Mon Calamari look like.
I believe so. Actually, I think that's a race I know. Those are the fish
Yeah.
head people, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay.
Like the famous It's a Trap guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carrie smiles as you walk in. How are you feeling, Nayu?
Glad to be out of that room, Master.
I'm sure. She kind of stares at your eye for a second. Are you sure you're all right?
I am completely fine, though it is still weird getting used to the eye, yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't mean physically. We have a mission for you. If you think you're ready.
I am.
Okay, good. There's I'm not sure if you've heard about the troubles on Mon Cal. There's for a while now there's been a conflict between the Quarren and the Mon Calamari. They've been at war for some time, and honestly both sides are pretty tired, and we've gotten word that the Quarren ambassador and the Mon Calamari ambassador are willing to get together for peace talks. This is extremely important because there's been news that there may be some separatists interested in helping the Quarrens in their fight. And we don't want that. So the sooner we have peace, the less chances we have of the separatists helping the Quarrens fight the Mon Calamari.
Okay.
They don't want overt help. Both sides think it would be seen as a sign of weakness if they ask for outside help. But we have come to an agreement, and we will be sending you to look after the ambassador. There has been some concerns about possible assassination attempts against him before the talks. The talks happen tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow. A day from tomorrow.
So 2 days.
2 days. The problem we have right now is that the Quarren ambassador has decided that he wants to do a public speech tomorrow afternoon before the peace talks to tell everyone his side of things. Obviously, the Mon Calamari are not happy with this. They see it as an attempt to subvert their claims and sway public favor. So the Mon Calamari ambassador has decided to do some peace talks before that. Your job will just be to shadow him, help him if he asks for it, and make sure nothing goes wrong.
Okay. I can do that.
You'll be on your own, besides just regular police droids that may be patrolling the area and his personal guard, but it is very minimal. We're hoping nothing happens. But as it is, you will be with Nukal, the Mon Calamari ambassador, and just bodyguarding him. Try to be as discreet as possible. We don't want to necessarily make it obvious that there is a Jedi protecting him. So you will not be using your Jedi robes.
Well, we've had missions before where I didn't wear them, so...
Just keep your, if anything happens, your priority is to make sure Ambassador Nukal does not die.
Okay.
And if necessary, if anything does happen, we do need to know who is behind any attempts. Because if it's separatists, we may have issues. That's where we'd be interested. If it is a local affair between the Mon Calamari and the Quarren, that is not something we can intentionally be a part of unless they ask us, and they have asked us not to.
Okay. So, if I find proof that there are separatists trying to disrupt these talks and involving themselves, I should inform you. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So, any other questions?
Sorry, Karu, what was the name of both of the ambassadors, just so I know?
Ambassador Nukal is the Mon Cal ambassador. That's N-U-U-K-O-L.
N-U-K-O-L, okay.
And Ambassador Tsilog is the Quarren ambassador. That's T-S-I-L-L-O-G.
Okay, just so I have those names.
Yeah, and the Quarren, which I'm not sure you're familiar with, are the mind flayers of Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got like tentacles on their...
That's an easy way to describe them and also makes them terrifying.
Yeah, they're not actually mind flayers.
Good.
They just look like that.
Okay.
There's quite a few like watery species, and they're usually from the same place.
Yeah.
You can give me galactic lore check.
Oh god. Probably gonna suck at this.
Okay.
Average.
You know little, but you have heard that basically, even judging by the fact that their world is called Mon Calamari, Mon Cal, and there's two main races on this planet, the Quarren and the Mon Calamari.
That seems kind of biased towards the people who named the planet after themselves.
Exactly. The Mon Calamari are the dominant race, and the Quarrens have always been second-class citizens. And the overall the problem between them has been that the Quarrens want more
Equality, basically?
equality, and the Mon Calamari want to keep the status quo. The Mon Calamari are extremely for the Republic. They are loyal Republic citizens, which is why it makes sense that the Quarrens who have these issues would possibly go to the Separatists for help.
Yeah. And basically these peace talks would help the Quarren towards getting more equal treatment. So that's why they want these peace talks to go well.
Yeah, the problem is most of the time it's been like the Mon Calamari don't want to give up their preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
But if they can come to but now that they're willing to go to like a table and talk, that is better than, outright war between the two.
Yeah. Less death.
Mm-hmm. It might not get them perfect equality up front, but at least it can get stuff started.
Yeah, it's a step in the right direction, basically.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So once the Mon Calamari, he's a Jedi that's with her. You get the feeling he was the one he was the one approached for this mission. So it's just you and your master. And Kariani looks at Nayu and goes, I want you to understand one thing. This mission is very important for you, Nayu. It might be your first step towards becoming a knight.
Okay. That's what I'm working towards, so I'm ready for this.
Hold on one second.
Yep. Communicating with co-DM.
Yep. He forgot the dignitary's name, so.
Okay.
Uh, okay. All right. Well, I'm glad we. Yep, that's good co-DM communication. Awesome. All right. So yeah. Once you're ready, you are basically grab a cab and are taken to the embassy. Both embassies are in similar sectors because embassies. The embassy sector, pretty much top floors basically of Coruscant. There's a lot of activity, people running back and forth, preparing for what is to come. You are introduced to ambassador. Keep wanting to say senator.
different title, Karu.
Yep, a bit different.
Um, it was new call, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And there's the map. Okay.
All right, so this is the embassy of the Mon Calamari, and you are led to the office where the ambassador is preparing. So you walk in after being led there. He looks up from his papers. Yes?
Ambassador new call.
Yes, how can I help you? I'm kind of busy.
Yes, I am aware. My name is Nayu. I'm going to be with you until the time of your talks, just as an extra bodyguard to make sure things go smoothly.
All right, the Padawan. Well, I don't think anything is going to happen, honestly. I was against this from the start. But if they insisted on sending you, then you might as well just make sure you're not in the way.
I'll do my best to remain out of sight and out of mind unless I'm needed.
Good. Well then, you should probably leave me. I have some stuff to look over before the talks, before the private, public address press conference tomorrow morning. Actually, we're gonna switch. Not tomorrow, tonight.
Tonight?
Hold on. Yeah, makes more sense to do it the same day. So you were in the Jedi offices in the morning, you came here, and his conference is going to be in the evening. So basically an hour or two after you arrive. The other one is going to be the next day because he wants to get out first. That's his thing.
Of course.
Yep. So press conference, yep. And because it's a press conference, as soon as he basically shoos you out of his room, it is busy. Not just like people, dignitaries talking around. Mostly Mon Calamari. There's a couple of reporters, and everyone is kind of minding their own business or trying to get things together.
I just want to make sure. Do I see anyone who seems to be more focused on working alone and avoiding others? Or anything that might seem Like,
Why don't? Yep. So you're basically looking around to see how everyone is.
yes.
Yep. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So you notice there's a lot of people milling around. Four of them seem to be like not necessarily busy looking, more like a bit more like just hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
Of those four, two you notice have concealed weapons.
Which are the four I noticed? Just can they be marked so I know which ones in case I see them move towards this area?
Yeah. So these mark them with red.
Yeah.
They seem to be just like talking between each other and so on. You walked around
Yes.
and these two over here, I'll mark them with green, also seem to be like less busy than the rest of them.
And the reds are the ones with the concealed weapons, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, considering things might get dicey, those might be for just self-defense. I don't know at this point.
Yeah, you also notice that there are two guards flanking the ambassador's room.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're walking around, you also see some cleaner droids cleaning the windows. Which generally doesn't mean much, but you never know.
Yeah. Well, droids can be programmed to do things they shouldn't do, so.
Yep, which is why I just point them out. And then there's there's one other guy that might look suspicious. This guy over here is a reporter.
Okay.
So he's just like trying
To get
get
people
access.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bugging people trying to get more information.
Does he ever go towards the four that don't seem as busy? Considering they might not seem as busy to him either, to try and get them to talk?
He does eventually. He kind of, you see him talking to the secretary and trying to get, because he wants to get a, just some words with the ambassador before he comes out to talk to the rest. And of course he's turned down.
Yeah.
Consistently, and he's like, whatever. And yeah, he starts talking to the others, and they seem to answer kind of like, he talks to both groups.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how they sound about these talks. If they sound annoyed or upset, they might be happening. Because, I mean,
Okay.
if disgruntled people are more likely to talk, even if it's in vague terms. So I want to see what they possibly say.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're trying to be discreet. How about you give me a stealth check?
This is where I wish I had Ceras, because he's better at this. Oh god, he's way better at this. Nayu's just trying to keep out of the way, too.
Yeah. Where'd my die go? Okay, so you approach them, and this guy approaches these guys first and start talking to them, and they seem pretty give me a perception check. Okay. They seem pretty interested in this. You get the feeling they seem enthusiastic about seeing the ambassador. And even as they talk to the reporter, they keep like glancing at the door where the ambassador would be coming out of.
Mm-hmm.
And just like glancing there, glancing back at the guy, and just like checking their watches and looking at the door again.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't seem to be disgruntled about it. They seem more excited.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a while, the reporter goes towards the other two and starts talking to them. They seem a bit disgruntled, but not so much about the peace talks, but about the fact that this guy is bothering them. And
Okay.
they're like, yeah, we're busy. Give me a perception check.
So many perceptions. Oh my god!
Yeah, they seem more like wanting to get this guy off their backs than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Bit snappy, but that's pretty much it. They like point out, look, we've got stuff to do, and they point down at their paperwork and stuff, and like just
They
shove off.
the paperwork they've been kind of slowly working on.
Yeah. So eventually he just like walks off and starts bugging some other people.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do?
Ah. Fuck. This just all makes me really nervous. Ah, shit. I didn't want that.
More to the point, where do you like stand, or like what are you planning to like walk around?
She
Keep
would.
an eye on someone?
She's gonna try and keep an eye on the two guys. Fuck. She's gonna try and keep into a position where she can keep an eye on those 4 different guys that are marked. She will take priority over the 2 she's seen the weapons. Actually, hang on. Can I? I don't think I can test that. No. Okay. Sorry, I was double checking. Can I sense any, like, hostility or something like that from the 2 with weapons? Like, if they are maybe planning to do anything bad? Like, does it feel like they're gonna cause shit soon? I don't know if I can do that with Use the Force.
Not with Use the Force. You'd need to have Force perception for that.
Okay. I figured I'd ask just in case I don't have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carrie does.
I know she does. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you can use your perception to see that, but
Yeah.
it would be more of an insight roll than a force roll.
Yeah. Could I do that?
But so far, I mean, there's a lot of mixed feelings in this place anyways. But you can give me another perception check.
Okay, just one last one. Please roll better than that last one.
Well, it was technically better. Yeah, you can't really tell.
Okay.
There's a lot of aggravated people as well, because this was obviously not planned. They were not supposed to have any public conference at all. And they suddenly had to do this, so there's like rushing around, and stress levels are high.
Yeah. Is there any way to see into the office, or is it completely blocked in? Are there...
It is blocked in.
Okay. So...
I mean, there's windows, but
yeah,
to see the windows, you'd have to go out onto the balcony.
Okay.
And that means not seeing what's going on here.
Yeah. So Nayu's just... Pardon?
You also know that the press conference is due to start any moment, so...
Yeah. Nayu is just going to keep in a position where she can see the 4 questionable ones, but she's going to keep near the door just in case, so she could hear what's going on inside the office in case something happens.
So about where you're on the map?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. All right. So after a while, you hear the door swish open, and the ambassador walks through. He's consulting a data pad, looking at, whatever it is he's planning to say.
It's probably a speech, yeah.
Yeah. And most of the people just, like, move out of the way so that he can pass.
I'm guessing the guards from the door are following him.
Nope. They just stay there. They're, like, watching, but...
Okay. Nayu is going to follow, just because...
They know, and they also know that outside there's more guards, so...
Okay. Nayu
this is their post, basically.
Okay. Nayu is going to follow him. And keep a very close eye on those 4. If they make to see if, for example, the two with their weapons go for their fucking weapons.
Okay, so as you're walking down, most of them turn to see them, and the two green marked ones turn and are like kind of eagerly watching him and just like peering and like, oh, he's coming this way, he's coming this way. And the others are kind of like, just, everyone turns to look because this is kind of the moment they've been waiting for. And then one of the two red ones screams, "Traitor!" and he runs towards...
Nayu is moving forward to try and get between this guy and the ambassador, because she was waiting. Basically, pull the ambassador back and try and get between them.
Okay. Give me a check.
Which check?
Initiative. That's the word I was looking for.
So, the skill initiative or just the normal initiative roll?
Just give me a skill initiative check. I just want to see who reacts first. Jesus Christ, you may not be good at perception, but you are really good at that.
Are you
Really?
fucking kidding me? How? How does he have that high of initiative? How?
Wow. That was
I will say
amazing.
initiative is dex-based, so...
Yep.
What is his dex?
That is amazing.
How? How does he have that high of it? How does he have that high of
You
initiative?
don't know, but this guy was also prepping to do something, so he moves forward, and I guess he's gonna catch all of you in the blast.
God damn it, I can't do anything? Like, who... I mean, if we both...
It's gonna be basically at the same time, and yeah, he screams, "Traitor!" and he runs towards you two, and he says, "You cannot negotiate with those monsters for Mon Calamari!" And he sets off...
Negate energy!
Okay. He sets off a bomb.
Is it an energy type damage? Because I can...
It is... You don't know at the moment. You just know he has something in his hand, and he presses a button, and you negate energy.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt at least. If it does energy, it'll work. If it doesn't, I'm fucked. God damn it, I fucked up. Damn it! And how did he have that high of initiative? He rolled a fucking 12! I rolled a 17!
That's too bad. Okay, let me... you think I was gonna check this, and then I totally... Because it's not... This is when I should just look up your sheet for... What's her name? Savor.
You mean the person who is slowly programming every single weapon into her sheet? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so... Wow. Okay. That was a nat 20.
What?!
Yep.
God fucking damn it, Karu. I'm regretting his initiative right now so fucking much. How does he have a 2, a 1, a 5, a 5, and a 5 to his bonuses?
I honestly didn't expect to roll that high either.
Oh god, that's a lot of dice.
It's always a lot of dice. This is Star Wars.
I know.
And this is a crit, so it doubles the dice. Alright, so, you take 32 points of damage.
Is it energy?
Nope.
Are you fucking serious?
It's a frag grenade. So that's slashing damage.
Would I at least be able to pull the ambassador down so he gets less freaking damage?
Yeah, so you move towards the ambassador to kind of like protect him, and not quite fast enough, but you take the full damage of the grenade.
Which was, sorry, what again?
32.
Okay.
You manage to shield him somewhat. The people around him, so these guys get taken out.
Are they dead or unconscious?
They're at basically 0 hit points. So very wounded, probably unconscious.
Also, I'm going to point out, Karu, 31 is my threshold. I hate you.
The secretary and this guy here in the back this guy in the back is fine, but the secretary does get wounded. Actually, this guy would have gotten wounded because he was also.
You mean the guy holding the frag grenade?
No, the guy holding the frag grenade basically is hold on, how much HP do these guys have? Oh, wait. I am a dork.
Are they dead?
No. I mean, maybe. I was gonna replace their tokens with their real tokens.
They're real tokens. What the hell are they?
All right. So this guy gets pretty severely injured, and you're pretty sure that also got him. The other guy is staring, kind of confused, but he takes out his weapon as well. Especially when he sees that you managed to protect the senator.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll switch places with you and the senator, because by now you are in front of him.
Yep.
Guards in the back are screaming for getting help, and they're moving towards the senator himself.
Yep.
Because their priority is to get the senator out of the way.
Yep.
So what do you want to do?
This guy's pulling out his gun?
Yeah. And the guy in front of you is a bit stunned because, he just got...
Okay, the guy pulling out his gun, I'm going to force disarm.
Okay.
So that's gonna... Oh god, we homebrewed this, didn't we?
We did.
Okay, so I'm just gonna roll a use the force check.
And I believe that's against his strength plus 5?
I think so.
What is wrong
Are
with
you
people?
fucking kidding me, Karu? We met again! Are you fucking serious? Literally!
Wow. Okay. Attacker wins, though.
Okay, so I did get his gun.
So, yeah, you barely managed to pull his gun out of his hand, and he just, looks at you like, what? But
Stand down now.
But
stand down now.
You gonna use intimidate on that?
I'm not very. Hey, Karu, I have a question. Considering I have a glowing green eye now, does my intimidate go up at all? Actually, I don't have intimidate. There is no intimidate.
There is no intimidate. There is a persuasion check. How about you roll persuasion?
Do I get any kind of bonus because of creepy glowing green eye?
And the fact that you survived that and everything, yeah, sure. He's not expecting you. I'll give you a +5.
Okay.
You want to know what his will is?
What?
17. What is with you two rolling the same?
It's not just
my God.
these two. It's just Nayu versus these enemies.
Yeah, Nayu versus these enemies is just always on the edge. Amazing. Okay, well, again, you're the one rolling against him. So he is going to hesitate for a moment, realize he has no gun, and that his friend is severely injured, and he's just gonna raise his hands and fine. But understand this meeting cannot be held. And the senator and the other people are rushed to aid, to get medical aid.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just shove them all here in this office.
Considering he's the one I'm protecting, can I see the senator's health at least?
He's pretty injured,
Okay.
but he's expected to make a recovery, is what you're told.
Okay.
Um,
I'm guessing these two lunatics get arrested.
I'll just put these guys here in this room. I'm running out of rooms.
You are.
Tempted to put him in the bathroom.
That's mean.
Hey, he shouldn't be here. Yeah, and the guards from inside and outside come over to arrest these two guys and take him off. So where do you want to go?
I'm supposed to be protecting the senator, and if someone attacked him once. But before they leave, Nayu is going, while this guy's basically getting cuffed and shit, she's going to be like, why can't these talks take place?
It will only make matters worse.
How so?
They will not give us the same treatment. We do not want them to have preferential treatment. Mon Cal belongs to the Mon Calamari.
As far as I'm aware, it's not them getting better treatment. Well, better treatment, but equal treatment. Why would you say the Mon...
treatment? Why would they need equal treatment? They are scum. They don't deserve equal treatment.
Why do you say that?
Because they are terrorists. They just...
No offense, but the thing you just did is an act of terror.
We're just making sure that those peace talks never happen.
So you attempt to stop peace talks from happening by blowing up the senator, acting as a terrorist, but you say the other side is a terrorist?
We are only taking out one... We were only here to take out one person, and one person only, who has decided to go against the Mon Calamari. He was paid out.
Well, take out one person. I think there's, what, 5 people in serious condition, not including your friend? No, 6 people, not including your friend.
None of this matters, you realize?
Know why?
Because ours was just one part in the plan to prevent negotiations. The Quarrens scum is supposed to be speaking tomorrow to spread even more lies about how his people want peace. We're going to make sure that won't happen either, despite the failure today.
Well, thank you for informing me of that information.
He spits at your feet.
And Nayu goes to check on the senator. Not senator, the ambassador, sorry. I did that too! I blame you.
Hey, I'm not the only one. All right. So you are let in to speak with the senator. Not... That was your fault, ambassador. It takes you a bit to get to talk to him because he's unconscious to begin with, but once he regains consciousness, he actually wants to talk to you. They had to cancel his public address because, you know, he wasn't in any state to talk.
Yeah.
But he looks to you. The negotiations must continue. Even though I couldn't speak today, the peace talks that happen in another day need to still happen.
I want to understand your view on these peace talks and why you're so insistent on it. I wasn't able to speak to you before, but I want to understand how you feel about all of this. and why your own people would be willing to kill you for doing this.
There's a long history between our people. And to be fair, the Quarren they as a race are warriors. They see strength in battle. We, on the other hand, are not fighters. So we've seen them as lesser because we seem more civilized. But if we don't make peace, then the wars will never end. And to be fair, the Quarrens will always end up killing more Mon Calamari. There is something I must say. This assault will only make matters worse. The Mon Calamari citizens will think that this was staged by the Quarren. What did you learn from the two attackers?
I learned that they see the Quarren as lesser. They don't think that peace will ever happen. And they are not happy with you even being willing to speak with them.
Was it just an attempt on my life?
I don't think it's going to end here. They said there's more of them.
Are they going to try and stop the peace talks?
Well, this didn't work. They only have a few chances before the talks happen. I am going to be talking to the local authorities because they're probably going to have to up the security not only for you, but for the other ambassador.
The other ambassador is not going to want that. You realize he is going to be speaking tomorrow. If something happens when he has his public address, it could mean all-out war.
Which is why he should allow more security. If they truly want peace, then security until the talks happen, because there's going to be those who are against this on both sides. And honestly, those on neither side who just want to cause fights. There are going to be people everywhere who don't want these talks to happen.
I need to ask a favor of you.
And what is that?
Make sure nothing interrupts the public address for Sealog tomorrow. I'll make sure security here is tight so that nothing more happens to me. I doubt they're going to try anything once there's heightened security here. But unless you can convince the Quarren embassy to get more security, you may be the only chance they have of not seeing this repeat tomorrow.
I could attempt to speak with them.
You'll have to do more than attempt, Jedi. As far as I'm concerned, Jedi are pretty good at negotiations, yes?
We do our best.
Well, make sure nothing happens tomorrow morning. Please.
Okay.
If something happens during that address, the Mon Cal will not want to make peace with the Quarren. So if you want to stop a war, you have to do this.
Okay. Karu, question for you.
Yep.
I am really nervous about leaving this guy without some kind of freaking Jedi, at least as a possible backup if she goes to go talk to the Quarren. There's no way I could get another Jedi to basically just be here overnight and in the morning while I'm elsewhere, trying to make sure the other side of this is dealt with without him being put at risk? Or would that not work?
Well, I can think of 2 people you could contact.
And who would
One
they
would be Ceras.
Mm-hmm.
The other would be the Mon Calamari Jedi that was with your master when you were given the mission.
That could work. He wouldn't be seen as obvious as I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to contact Ceras for this, partially because he's not the most perceptive person to begin with.
Really?
I'm the spotter for a reason.
You're the spotter. Yeah, he's the stealther.
Yeah.
Not that you were rolling very high today.
Oh God, that was bad.
I will point out that the main reason they picked you to do this and not the Mon Calamari Jedi was because it would be seen as like biased towards the Mon Calamari's side of things, so they wanted a truly neutral party.
Sure enough.
But if it's just overnight,
basically security,
then yeah, there's more chances of him being able to do that.
Yeah, once the discussions happen and both parties are in the same place, I can be there. It's just if I'm going to the other place to talk to the Quarren, I just want someone here who can just, honestly, just their presence being there.
Yeah. All right. So you call him up and
explain the situation and be basically, I'm going to have to speak to the Quarren ambassador and make sure that his speech is not interrupted. And then once both sides come together for their talks, I can be there again as New Call's bodyguard. It's just, I need to talk to the other side of this conflict.
all right. He accepts.
Hey, Karu, while I'm doing all this, is there hopefully someone who can help get some of my injuries treated? Because I'm almost bloodied.
Yeah, you get your injuries treated as well.
Yeah, because I'm almost bloodied.
So you can go up on the condition track. That's a given.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. I hate that minus.
So you can take, what's your level?
Level 9.
27 hit points.
Okay, almost back up to full. Awesome, thank you. I'm... Okay, how do you pronounce the Quarren's ambassador name again?
Silog?
Silog? Thank you. I have it written down, but I'm looking at it, it's like, how do I pronounce this? Okay. So, I'm guessing the other ambassador's location is in the same...
It's in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, 15-minute walk. Probably even shorter if you take a speeder.
Mm-hmm. I don't think Nayu's very good at speeders.
I was thinking more of a taxi speeder than...
Oh yeah, that works. Sweet. But I don't really have much for money.
You're a Jedi. You can bill it to the temple.
Yeah, sure enough. Okay.
That's how it works.
Oh god, the poor temple. But yes, I'm gonna go speak to the other ambassador.
You basically do have to give your name though, so they know who's spending what on
what. Yeah.
So if you go to a bar and drink up a bunch of alcohol and then build a temple, there's gonna be some questions raised.
Okay, I don't think they're gonna raise an eyebrow at a cab to go to the other ambassador's location.
Alright, so you go directly to the Mon Cal.
Well, once the other Jedi shows up.
The Quarren. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure he's
there. Shows up. He shows up. Promises you he will look after the ambassador.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go try and speak to Ambassador Silog. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's go do that.
All right.
And here's where the DM has to contact the co-DM again, I'm assuming.
Yep. I am going to hop over to the other and then
Yep.
bring you in.
And now we're stuck with silence, so I'm kind of just waiting. For those interested, on November 4th, Midgardia RPG will be participating in Extra Life, starting on the 3rd at 8 p.m. EST, with our normal Wanderer session. And for 24 hours straight, we will be streaming different tabletop games and experimenting with a few different systems that we've never tried before. Hopefully Garm will put a link to our Extra Life team info in the description of our YouTube. So yes. And I can hear Kurt talking in the other room. Sorry you don't hear it right now. Awkward silence.
Wee.
Hello.
Okay.
Hi.
Thank you. The silence was getting awkward.
Okay, so Nayu, you walk up to the Quarren embassy. You are received by a secretary.
Okay.
The secretary looks at you a bit oddly for a second. You can't tell if it's the eye or what.
She's assuming the eye, probably. She's still trying to get used to it.
Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Nayu Zo. I was wondering if it is possible if I could speak to Ambassador Xilog for a moment. It is important. I'm here under request of Ambassador Newcall.
Did you say you were a Jedi? You didn't say you were a Jedi.
She did not say it. She was.
Fuck, I thought I...
Did
I-
you mean to say?
Yes.
Introduce yourself as a Jedi?
Yes.
Because you're not dressed like a Jedi, so it's
Sure
not
enough.
immediately
Right.
obvious.
She probably would have said her name is Jedi Padawan Nayu, so then, sorry, I'm used to her looking like a Jedi.
Yep, not obvious. Okay. She looks you up and down for a second. you said you were here on behalf of the Mon Calamari embassy?
That is correct.
1 second. And she goes to calm the ambassador and let him know that a Nayu Padawan Jedi is here to see you on behalf of Ambassador Nicole.
Tappa, 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 tappa.
Oh yeah. He like gives a look to the other Padawans though, and shrugs and starts hanging out front.
Ceras will follow.
Oh,
half a
instead of
step behind.
having
Actually,
her
actually,
come
yes. Now that you
in.
mention it, yes. Probably send her to my office.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Very well. And she hangs up and says, go on ahead, and she points the way towards the office.
Nayu bows her head a little, thanks her, and then heads forward. I don't have a token, so I'm just assuming I move towards there, so yeah.
I will shove you there in a second.
I,
Yay!
There you
I
go.
did. Co-DMing.
Bleep, there.
You want to be in the fountain?
Oh god, no. Also, I'm going to
Well,
point
we
out this
don't have
building
full
is
health.
so much fancier than
Which is ironic because aren't the Mon Calamari supposed to have more in the way of artistic architecture?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, sure, they do. It's just maps, dude. Maps.
Yeah, maps. Map.
And yes, so show that HP is correct.
Also,
There's-
the bottom part of this map is not the actual embassy. It's just Coruscant. It's a Coruscant
Yeah.
plaza. So that's Coruscant.
Okay.
This is embassy sector Coruscant. Of course, it's fancy as shit.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
You're just seeing the entrance to the embassy because screw
Maps.
the rest of the maps. Yeah. All right, so you walk into the office. You see the Quarren ambassador at his desk, and an assistant that looks extremely familiar to you.
Nayu just looks at him for a second, and then shakes her head and looks back at the ambassador, so fucking confused by this. She did not expect Ceras to be here. I'm sure the ambassador is a little weirded out by how similar they look.
Yeah, kind of like looking back and forth. Shrug.
Well, one has a glowing eye, so that does
Yeah.
set things off a bit.
Yes. Glowing eye, that's totally normal.
I suppose I should probably invest in one of those too.
No.
Not
You
worth.
don't.
Nah.
Greetings, other Padawan. So, how may I be of assistance to you?
I'm here under request of Ambassador Newcall because I'm not sure if you're aware, but some activity happened at the ambassador's offices not long ago. Attempt to stop him from his discussions with you tomorrow and his appearance this evening by attempting to kill him.
Oh dear, is my colleague all right?
He will recover. He will not be able to make his speech tonight as he wanted, but he will recover. The two who caused the uproar are in custody, but they admitted to me that there are more of them that do not wish your talks to happen.
Yes, such is often the way. There are always those who are resistant to change. But I am quite glad to hear that my dear colleague is alive and will soon recover.
He asked me to come here because he wants me to assist in making sure your speech tomorrow before the discussions goes off without any issues. He's worried that if anything happens to you during your public announcements, peace talks will fall apart completely.
Well, I hardly think that's necessary. You've already sent me one Jedi.
I believe having even one extra person is better than not having enough. If we have too many people, then nothing will happen. If we don't have enough, the peace talks might not happen.
Well, I'm not sure that we need so much assistance from the both of you and the Coruscant Guard against these ruffians and their trifling plans. But very well, I guess. I strongly suspect I'll have a hard time convincing a Jedi not to do as they will.
Thank you. I do appreciate your cooperation in this.
Indeed.
Nayu is deliberately avoiding looking at Ceras because,
Oh yeah, no, he as soon as she came in and looked a little bit ragged, his eyes narrowed a bit. He didn't say anything, but he just like looked at her like we will talk later. She probably got that sense of, oh, we're not done.
Oh yeah, I'm sure she did. She's just avoiding even looking at him right now. She does not want to discuss this. And she doesn't want to have sibling arguments in front of an ambassador.
Oh yeah, that's the other reason that he's not actually saying anything, although she probably does get a mental poke.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And the impression of later.
So yeah, Nayu is gonna stick around until his public speech, basically, and oh god, this better go better. God damn it, my rolls were awful, guys.
We can see them.
Yeah, we could. Ceras is gonna look at Nayu and just be like, so is the other ambassador adequately protected at this point?
He is.
It's a little concerning that you would wind up coming here instead and leaving him a little bit more open.
I made sure there was someone else there to make sure he was safe. But he requested me to come speak to you, and that is why I'm here.
Well, I suspect you two have a lot to talk about with the preparations for my speech and the enhanced security. I would quite like some time alone to adjust my speech, given the developments of what's happened today, to my dear ambassador, comrade. Colleague is the word.
Karu, question for you.
Does he look a little bit stressed by this? Frazzled, perhaps?
I was actually going to ask, how does he seem to be reacting to all of this? Like,
because he didn't seem to think that there was anything to worry about before, but now that his colleague got attacked, it makes me wonder if he's either unruffled or maybe even knows a little bit more about it.
Well, why don't you guys roll perception?
Okay. I'm not.
There is my rolls back!
I'm totally not going to roll well on this one because it's not.
I'm the spotter! Whoa!
Oh, wow. Okay. Never mind.
When the twins are
Second
together!
I rolled.
When the twins are together, god damn it. I honestly think they just feed off of each other, and that's how we get these good rolls when they're together.
Well, you guys are talking to a politician, so honestly, he seems to be taking it
more in stride than we would expect a normal person to.
Yeah. Like, obviously he's upset by, the fact that his equal on the other side, colleague has been attacked and possibly could have been killed.
He's probably more prepared for that potential.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have been at war for
ever.
A long
time. Yeah, so it's not unheard of, but you can't really get a read on him as if on like if he was expecting this or if it's more just well, that happened.
I am pretty sure, at least to Ceras, it's kind of like, well, that happened ish.
I'd say at the most, Nayu, you can tell that he's trying to figure out how he can use this in his favor for the public speech tomorrow. Though honestly, how you can use it in your favor when you're trying to do peace is, sketchy, so.
It could be seen more as some people think we shouldn't do this, but we believe this is best for both sides.
Persevered and
yeah, he can word it in a way that shows the strength of both sides and their insistence on cooperating together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
New Call is still going to make his appearance tomorrow for the talk, so it's not like
Yeah.
he's been scared away from this, and neither is Silog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can word it in a way that just shows them as both being
I mean,
strong
come
in the
on.
face of this.
Bureaucrats.
Politicians.
Politicians.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So is
Ceras
there
is
anyone
not
else
pers-
around? Because now I'm nervous about anyone else who might be around, because god fucking damn it, that last area.
um, I think it's a bit less crowded here at the Quarren Embassy. I mean, there is obviously security, just like any other embassy would have security,
Mhm.
but and you
Mhm.
have, attendants preparing for the speech tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Given the late hour, though, there are no reporters or, bystanders in the office at this time.
Okay.
Ceres is not going to be very comfortable with leaving him by himself, though. So, if anything, he'll just suggest that they step outside the office and remain nearby. He'll probably also have his comm open in case the ambassador needs anything.
Yep. That's fine.
Like tea.
Honestly,
That's what his
I'm pretty
secretary's
sure-
for.
I'm honestly pretty sure that this guy has found Ceres to be a fairly willing and apt assistant.
I
Yeah,
wonder
Ceres-
why.
He's been helping
Ceres-
him with paperwork and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, asking him questions about the nature of the conflict and the exports to the planet and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah.
is great because I had all that planned out. And,
Yeah, you had all of that written down right beside you, so you could just give it to him right immediately, right?
Yeah.
No
Yeah, so
frantically
Hey,
Wikipediaing anything.
Sorry. This is
No,
is
no, we're-
Ceres. He's
this is
actually...
the opposite of complaining. Don't worry, we appreciate
Okay.
the proactive planning.
No, that's fine. It's just
they're just
amusing.
teasing you.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Well,
yeah, Nayu is
take
gonna.
some
But they would step out like probably right outside his door and let him
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, because
I mean, this isn't even really his supposedly office. We just didn't make a
Yeah.
actual.
Yeah, Nayu is basically gonna just be outside of his office and,
Yep.
well, within earshot and keeping an eye on everyone else who might be around.
Yep, Stress is going to be on the other side, and he's just gonna kind of give her a side eye, like, "Now, you look a little bit flustered and ruffled there.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Please. What does she look like aside from ruffled? Does she have like any blaster marks or vibro marks? Or
Give me a
just-
perception mark. Perception. Shush.
Should I have advantage because it's my sister?
No, I'm -2 for laughing at me.
Should I have advantage? Oh, I didn't mean to.
You
Oh my god.
don't need it.
No, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever.
You
Oh, wait.
rolled a
Isn't
nat
that-
20.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I thought that I had clicked it twice by accident because I saw the other one before. But yeah, it's my sister. I'm pretty sure I notice everything.
There are cuts in her clothing. Some like something had cut at her clothing, not blaster marks or anything like that.
So, like somebody who actually used more primitive weapons.
No,
Maybe
it
a
looks more
vibro?
like maybe a frag grenade went off and
What? Soros's eyes are just like narrowed into almost slits and like, so. Please do explain why it looks like a bomb went off near you.
I did say an attempt was made on the other ambassador's life.
Yes, I'm aware. So, how injured was the other ambassador?
I got him out of the way of most of the blast. He took some damage, but he will recover and he will be able to still make the talks tomorrow. So, what can you tell me about this side of the conflict? What have you learned?
Well, as far as I know, they really do, or at least this ambassador, at any rate, really does want to cooperate. He's been pretty thorough with his planning. on his side, and they want to try and integrate both societies in one. It's gonna be risky. It's gonna be bumpy, and it's
I'm
gonna
already
be
well aware of
difficult,
that.
but he's already shown a fair amount of resolve.
Well, we have to make sure that this announcement tomorrow and his public talks, and then the peace talks go well tomorrow.
Indeed.
Once I'm having brain fart. Once he finishes his speech and it's time for their peace talks, I am going to be going back to guard Ambassador Newcall.
All right.
But there's someone else keeping an eye on him tonight, at least.
Ceras is gonna kind of raise an eyebrow, but he's deliberately not going to ask who.
Nayu just shrugs.
He's gonna send a feeling of familiarity, like familiarity question mark, as in, do we know them?
Nayu just shakes her head.
Is that a feeling?
Well, he can at least send a word or something, can't he?
Yes.
Honestly, the feeling would have been some acquaintance.
Was it Narg?
Oh gosh.
No, she would not send Narg. He's too obvious with being, a clone. Nayu just sends basically the words "other Jedi" to him mentally. Not someone we really know, though, so.
Mm-hmm. That
But it
was
is a Jedi. That's basically what she's confirming.
I've asked for the aid of my trusted friend, Chancellor Palpatine.
What? No.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, not at all. He would not get directly involved in anything like that.
And we're basically waiting for his,
Well, you guys have all night. But I think this is a good point to go to a quick break.
Okay.
Okay.
And we will be back. And we're back.
Hi guys. Apparently we had someone earlier who actually said something in chat.
Oh,
Holy shit.
Shit.
But that was earlier. Wow, welcome back. We left off with the twins talking in front of the office. What do you want to do, guys?
Nayu's gonna look at Ceras and be like, alright. You keep an eye on this area, make sure no one bothers the ambassador. I'm going to walk around the perimeter because he's gonna make his speech here, yes?
he is.
Okay, I wanna make sure to know this area beforehand, because this is...
So, Garmand or Karu, Ceras would have been talking to the ambassador about the speech and the general layout of where he was going to be and what he was going to be doing with it. He probably would have put it on a data pad.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that because Ceras also now would likely give that data pad to Nayu and be like, I already took some of the details of tomorrow's
Sweet, I will be
And-
back. I'm going to do a perimeter check with this.
Be careful, don't be reckless.
You're one to talk.
Yeah, I am.
So Karu, I'm assuming, like, this area is where he's making his speech?
Okay, so technically speaking, since you guys are basically we're not using this, I'm gonna put Ceras inside. This here is a
Mhm.
balcony overlooking the plaza.
Okay.
He's gonna be and they've already placed things in preparation for the next day. So there's like a bit of a podium there. They'll be adding speakers. They've added speakers around this area in front of the embassy. But yeah, he will be standing here on the balcony overlooking the plaza.
Excuse me.
You see some of the droids that just patrol this area, and they have their nooks where they're usually at, and they're basically going to be there the next day too.
Mm-hmm.
But you know they're droids, so they're not going to act until shots are fired, so to speak. They're just there for security reasons all the time.
Yeah.
This is an open area. Just so you guys imagine this is basically the top of a skyscraper. So the walls you see are basically the railings on the edge of the skyscraper, and the blackness is just Coruscant levels. So you look over the edge and you see cars passing, hovercraft passing by, street lanes, etc., etc.
Okay.
There are two approaches to this area, one from here and one from the very bottom.
Okay.
There's basically walkways leading to other skyscraper buildings.
Okay. What is this?
That is usually used as a landing pad in case of, either security reasons or just it's a general use landing pad.
Okay.
So there would be another landing pad at the other end of the embassy for embassy usage, but this is basically more of a public landing spot in case anyone needs to land.
Okay.
Because the columns would otherwise, bother.
So
But, yeah,
basically,
it is flush with that level.
okay. Does it look like they'll possibly use that area for people watching his speech, or is it mostly going to be people around this perimeter area?
No, most likely they'll be watching on top of that central area because they'll get the better view.
Okay.
They've basically placed speakers on the different columns so that people in the back can still hear.
Okay. So there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary around his balcony area where he's making the speech. Like, I'm worried someone is gonna basically try and blow something up near him.
Yeah, actually,
There's
I'm
two
worried that
options,
the
really.
podium itself would have been tampered with.
You're not there. What's your options?
Well, the first thing, like, what the frick is this? I can't really.
Bushes.
Okay.
Totally not covering a magical circle.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not like the ambassador's covering another magical circle.
No, what are you talking about? There's no Star of David up there.
Yeah, no, not at all. No, it's not obvious at all.
No, there's just you see, it's they've basically planted some plants there to make it look nice at the entrance of the ambassadors, of the embassy, because this is basically the main entrance to the embassy. So you've got the stairs going up in towards this balcony area, and then you've got this place here would actually probably have transparent steel doors. And then there's the foyer, and then it has regular doors over here going into the rest of the embassy.
Yeah.
So that's like a receiving hall, pretty place. But
Yeah.
besides that, yeah. And that is just, yeah, there's some shrubbery there. There's some, just like there's some more shrubbery to the south. There's a tree and some flowers. Totally not covering more magical circles.
And I'm guessing this is a raised area?
Yeah, that's a raised area. But it's basically just a walkway. And there's more of that. It's just for scenic, basically.
Yeah.
They do plan to have like a screen, a hollow screen probably on this side, showing the same thing that's happening on the other side, so that people in the back can see what's going on.
Yeah. Okay.
Without having to crowd the front. But other than that, yeah, I mean, you can give me a perception check to look for anything out of the ordinary or whatever you want to check.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this area first. I'm specifically going in that area to check if there's anything weird.
So checking the podium and all the electronic shit that they've set up.
Basically, yeah.
Okay. All right, you check it all thoroughly, and you don't really find anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Bushes seem like regular bushes. You find some berries, they look edible.
I'm going to leave them there.
Well, you don't want to make sure that they're...
I don't think the ambassador's going to try eating any of those berries, so I think we're good.
Okay. Yeah,
no, it's just lighting. It's just lighting.
Yeah, I mean, it's night. They have this like cool lighting system under the bushes to make them like glow in the dark.
I mean, why not? They have the money.
Yeah. I mean, this is Coruscant. It's got to be fancy.
Not to mention all the ambassadors are here, so...
Yeah.
Okay, and she's just gonna basically... What are these things? They look
Those
like
are
vending
vending
machines.
machines.
Okay, they are vending machines. Okay, of course. Okay, the next area she wants to check is over here. Just because... I mean, if you're going to kill the ambassador, why not hide here and shoot him, and then you have area here to run?
Very true.
I really... My rolls have been all... Yeah, my rolls have been all over the place today, okay?
Okay. The tree looks a bit flimsy to hold someone in it and let them be able to snipe across the way. And you're pretty sure anyone standing in the tree would probably be spotted.
Yeah.
The bushes, again, they're small bushes with rose-like space roses growing. You might not want to put your hand through them just because they do seem to have thorns.
Yeah.
They're not wild, Garm. There's no such thing as wild shit on Coruscant. It's all imported. But you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, she's just gonna continue her circle around and, like, take a look at this area as she goes. Basically, just do a full parameter check and see if anything seems out of the ordinary.
Everything seems to check out.
Okay. Tomorrow is going to suck. Yeah, once she does the full parameter check, she's just... Actually, what the fuck is this thing anyways?
That's a security camera.
Okay. It's like, yeah, what the fuck? Once she finishes her whole perimeter check, she will go back to this area here. Because she's not going to be too far away from the ambassador at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there isn't much they can do until morning anyways. I'm just... Is there much traffic for people out at this time?
Given that it is nighttime, not much. There is some traffic, foot traffic, but most of it has quieted down by now. There's always, like, even though it's night, even the plaza is pretty well illuminated during the night. Because this is Coruscant, and it basically glows the whole
Everything.
day. But you just see, like, a bit of foot traffic of people coming back and forth, preparing stuff. You do see some technicians working, like, last minute adjustments, making sure that everything is properly installed. There's some foot traffic coming back and forth from other buildings as well that pass through the plaza. But not through the center, because honestly, why would you, unless they're going directly to the embassy? But the embassy is officially closed for the night, so at most you see, like, a couple of Quarrens going home, like, catch a couple of hours sleep before tomorrow's big day. But most people have already either gone to bed or are still working overnight.
Okay, I mean, there doesn't seem to be much more Nayu can do at this point. I'm really nervous about the next day, though.
Alright, so do you and Ceras just stay up all night, or what are you doing?
To be honest,
rotate watches?
Ceras would totally recommend rotating watches while the other trances.
Okay.
Might as well if there's 2 people here.
So you basically do a 4-hour trance and then switch out.
Yep. Which means I'm also back up to full health.
Who takes the second watch?
Why would you specifically ask that? Okay. Show, how about we both roll a dice? Whoever gets first is the first number, whoever gets second is the second number, d20?
Sure.
Okay. Ceras is first, Nayu is second.
Okay. So, Ceras, you basically bully your sister to go rest because she looks like she needs it.
Uh-huh. That sounds about right.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. I just figured since you asked that specifically, it's like, roll it, leave it up to chance.
Honestly, if Ceras had gotten higher, he still would have bullied her to take her rest first.
Fair enough.
Okay. Alright, so you sleep trance for 4 hours, recover your hit points, and then switch out with your brother. And, I'm guessing the ambassador would also have taken at least a bit of sleep, so he'd probably just have gone to his suite in the embassy.
Yep.
So my question is, do you spend your time near his door or checking out how things are going outside? Again, there are other guards, and obviously there are some guards outside his windows and on the inside. So
Yeah.
it's not like he's unprotected, because this is an embassy, and, you know.
Ambassador with an important thing happening tomorrow that some people are not going to be happy about.
Yeah. But it's just like private guards, just a couple outside on the balcony, basically, and a couple inside.
She'd probably basically go between the two. Like, she'd check to see how everything's going on the outside and go back to be outside of his door. She'd spend most of her time outside of his door, but probably like every... not a specific time, but once in a while she'd go check, see how everything's doing, and just go back quickly, kind of thing.
Okay.
But every time she walks away, before she walks away, she would, use the Force to just test her feelings and be like, it's okay to go right now, right? Yes? Okay. Because she doesn't want to mess up again.
Excuse me.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, around, I'd say 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe even a bit earlier, you start seeing people show up outside. So at the beginning, it's more like foot traffic going back and forth. There's a lot of activity in places that they could be going, so
Mm-hmm.
it's not entirely suspicious or anything. But there are people that are starting to loiter in the
Yeah.
plaza.
Basically, they're here early to get a good spot, but they don't want to just stand there looking weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them start talking, it happens.
Yeah. What time is his speech supposed to happen anyways?
Midday.
So they're here really early.
Yeah,
Yep.
like really early.
So yeah, by 10 o'clock there seems to be a bit of a crowd starting to gather
Well,
when you
Ceras
go
would
check.
Ceras would definitely have made an appearance by then. Actually, probably as soon as his 4-hour trance was up, he would make his appearance.
Nayu is gonna basically study the people and do the same thing she did the day before and see how people are reacting. Like, is it just more people seem excited? Are there any people who seem more nervous or uneasy?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And she's specifically also looking to see if she spots anyone with similar weapons to the one she saw the previous day, like the same style.
Okay. All right. So what we're going into right now is you are basically going into a skill challenge.
Oh, fuck.
You guys can both participate since you're both awake.
Cool.
You can do one action per turn, basically.
Okay.
So you can either give me a perception check. You can give me... Whoops, that was meant to be a...
I'm guessing that's for Durham.
People are starting to mill around. You can give me a knowledge social sciences to study the body language of people in the crowd to see what... because by now you can see that there are quite a few Mon Cal that have shown up. Some of them are in heated discussions with Quarrens, some are just looking around, but so far...
The first round day was just gonna do general perception.
Okay.
God, so many freaking tokens.
Oh, jeez.
What the fuck is the one with the cowboy hat? Freaking cowboy hat.
It's the Quarren.
It's a Quarren.
With the cowboy hat.
Do you have a problem with Quarrens and cowboy hats?
Haru.
What?
That looks less like a Quarren and more like an illithid.
That's a Quarren. It's a Quarren.
No, it is actually a
Okay.
Quarren.
Oh, god
Nothing
damn
with
it,
a
my
cover
rolls are
attack?
shit again.
Ridiculous.
Right when it counts. Right when it counts, my rolls go back to shit.
Okay. It's hard because there's so many people and it, like, you expected more just Quarrens and Mon Calamari, but there is other species coming in. I mean, there's a lot of onlookers, and not just like reporters. There are some people that just are curious about what's going on here. I mean, it's obviously there's going to be a speech because, you know, everything is set up. There's a podium in place. Some probably know and want to know what's going on.
Okay. Well, that was my first turn.
So, Sho, what did you want to do?
Could I see about having Ceres kind of like move amongst them, mingle without like drawing attention to himself to see if he can overhear anything, any tidbits of conversation that might be weird or a little bit suspicious?
Okay. So, how about you give me a stealth check?
Cool. And I believe I have... No, I don't have stealthy for him, but 29.
Nearly spat my drink out.
And that's him rolling a 10.
Give me your rules, please.
The only role that he's really that good in is stealth, because he's got a plus 19.
Yep.
Remember, spotter versus sneaker.
Okay. It's hard to, again, like, spot anything in particular within the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people. Some of them are agitated more than others. You can tell that there is quite a lot of friction still between both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's other people who are just like milling around and either watching these displays of, you know, people talking and in raised voices. You see some have like weapons or concealed weapons, but it looks more like, you know, you're in,
Kind of your standard.
yeah, nothing like big or noticeable.
I'm actually quite surprised that they were allowed to bring in standard weapons in an embassy.
Kind
if it
of
is a
tell
plaza.
that if they have something like that, the guards tend to keep a closer eye. You do see one Quarren who just looks like a freaking cowboy, and he looks like he doesn't fucking care if they see him with a weapon.
Yeah, honestly, Ceres is kind of like, I kind of want that hat.
It is an awesome hat.
And you also see a couple of Mon Calamari who are kind of like, yeah, they've got like side weapons, but they're mostly using them for show and to make them seem more like they're
Threatening.
using them as as to appear more threatening, but they're not like really. They don't seem like they're gonna be using them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
you never know. I mean, there's that one astromech that just keeps going in circles around this whole place, and you're like, what? Either
Yeah, that
he's
is weird.
lost or maybe he's looking for something. I don't know.
What is this one over here? If it would ever let me ping it.
That's a maintenance droid.
Oh, okay.
It's working on the vending machines there.
Yeah, Nayu would have noticed last night that one of them had a light that was flickering on and off, and it apparently just went off during the night, so now he's trying to repair that.
Huh. Okay. Well, that's my turn.
All right, Nayu.
Excuse me.
You said it was social science to study the body language?
Yes.
First of all, I really wish I was trained in that. Second of all, I really wish I had force perception.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a
That's
high
not
roll
bad.
for me.
Mm-hmm. In particular, you notice a couple of people seem to be a bit stressed out about this. you notice that there's a couple of people that seem like to be more interested, less interested in chatting or talking with or fighting with other members of the crowd and more checking out the podium area.
Mm-hmm. Which ones?
There's one or two Mon Calamari. There's an odd, I don't even know what that species is called anymore. That kind of keeps to the center and keeps like flicking
This
back
one?
and forth from the like from the podium to the screen. Besides that, I mean, suspicious looking people. There's this there's that Quarren again. That seems like he's like
he just
really.
doesn't
Yeah, but the
care.
thing is, he's so obvious. It's like
He
it's.
stands out so much as like
Yeah.
he clearly wants people to notice him.
And the thing is, those bombers yesterday didn't. They wanted to be left alone. Okay, I have to ask: are the ones that look suspicious the ones with this token?
Maybe. There's also like one Rhodian that seems like he's kind of a bit lost, maybe, or maybe he's nervous about the crowd. He keeps like looking around.
Wait, there's a Rhodian?
Yeah, there's more people than are on
Okay.
the tokens.
I was gonna say, I did not see a
Did you
Rhodian
expect us to
token.
make tokens for every single species in the universe that are here?
I mean, we
No,
tried.
but
We tried,
I
but-
thought you had one for Rhodian at this point, so I was like, oh, I don't see a Rhodian.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could put one down for the Rhodian, but I'd have to find. Do we have one for Rhodian?
I can.
Gabby?
I think I have one made up. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, nothing that entirely stands out, or they stand out too much to be.
Yeah,
necessarily-
like,
Like,
this guy stands out
seriously.
too much.
He does, and I'm pretty sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose because he wants to stand out.
You can tell that at the very least, he's managed to keep the Mon Calamari from approaching him.
He probably has to kind of like bat away the female
Mhm.
of his own species, though the odd female.
All right, and about now is when the ambassador starts walking out, and the crowd hushes as he comes out to make his speech.
I actually just laid the first line. Citizens
job.
of the Republic, I am Ambassador Silog, representative for the Quarren Society on deck, also known as Mon Cala. My brethren have been at war with our undersea brothers and sisters since time immemorial. So much heartache and sorrow has come from these conflicts. And what good? None, I say. Do you want me to continue until you stop me?
No, we're gonna pause there. So Nayu, what are you up to? Wait, did you go last?
I went last.
Sarah, so your turn.
All right, can I search my feelings to see if I can feel any ill intent or intent to harm?
That's force perception.
That's first perception.
Try
What
that.
you could do is search your feelings to know if things
To
are
know
going
if
to
something.
go
Yeah,
bad
that's what I'm going
in
to
the
do
next
then.
15 minutes. Yeah,
That's
that you
what
can
I'm
do.
gonna do. Okay. Alrighty, let me use my force. If it will let me roll. Because my roll 20 is lagging like a crazy person.
Something is going to go bad in the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. Can I tell approximately when?
No.
Hmm.
You just have a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Oh
Very
God.
bad
I'm
feeling
gonna.
about this.
I'm gonna
Good
glance
job.
at Nay. I'm gonna glance at Nayu and send a feeling of be on guard.
She just gives a nod.
And then I guess I'm just gonna keep a close watch from here on out.
Okay. And Nayu, what do you want to do?
Shit. Okay, now that he's come out, the people who I noticed were more on edge, how are they reacting to that? That now that he's out, like, are they... how do I don't know how to word this.
I will say, I mean, you could try knowledge tactics to identify the most likely locations where an assassin could, like,
I can try that.
position themselves.
Please don't fuck this up.
I mean, this place is pretty flat, and no buildings nearby would give you a good shot unless you were, like, exceptionally good.
Mm-hmm.
But here in this area, I mean, it's all pretty much equal.
But you have pillars all over the place, so if you have a blind
Yeah.
spot for a pillar.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't want to stand behind a pillar, but beyond that, you're not really sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the ambassador keeps talking.
Yeah.
I seek to usher in a new age of peace on our planet, a united front in these dire times of war and strife.
Most of the crowd starts cheering at this point. Some of them are booing because that's what you can expect.
Are
That
there any
aren't
that aren't?
reacting,
Yeah.
or that seem either more agitated or more intent?
Well,
No?
you go to, like, look through the crowd as this happens, but the moment that, like, the noise of the boos and the yays come out, a smoke bomb goes off.
Oh, fair.
And the boos and yays start turning into screams. Give me perception checks.
Come on, please, 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 please roll well.
I'm used to rolling high.
My rolls have literally been all over the place, show. It's
I
been
know.
so fucking stressful.
I know. It makes sense because this is your thing.
Yeah! Fuck off, please. Don't remind me.
All right. It suddenly becomes very hard to see the people in the plaza. The whole area, like around this area here, starts getting covered with smoke. People are starting to try to get away from the smoke. But Nayu, you notice one person who just calmly takes out a weapon and starts aiming.
Okay. I need to see what the range is on this. Okay. Which person?
Okay, hold on. We have to go into initiative first. Because you guys weren't able to stop the grenade from going off.
Damn it, damn it, damn it. These guys have such good initiative.
Can you give another paragraph of the speech while this goes down?
Would he still talk with the smoke grenade and everyone screaming?
I don't.
Hell yeah. He was so
Okay.
dismissive of everything else, and there's 2 Jedi beside him.
Alright, go for it.
Even so, however, some of the dissident factions seek to throw a hydro spanner in the works of these deliberations. As you are aware, last night, my colleague, the esteemed ambassador New Call of the Mon Calamari, was attacked by Padawans, motivated by racial hatred and fear of change. And I suspect they've come here as well today.
Of course it's the Rodian.
It was the Rodian?
Of course it was the Rodian!
Are you fucking kidding me? What? He's in range too, god damn it! Do I even get any kind of reaction because we were kind of
'cause
waiting?
We were totally...
Yeah, but you didn't spot him before he gets his shot off.
Are you... How?
Does that actually hit?
I mean, isn't this race warrior races? I'm hoping he has a better reflex than that.
Or armor?
Actually, no. I don't think...
Because, I mean, the minimum you can have is 10 plus anything. Would his dex really be 0 and his level be 1?
He'd probably have a couple of levels of noble.
Yeah,
That is
there
true.
at least.
Yeah, because, like, you have 10 plus half level
You
plus...
say that, but don't we have stats for nobles in the book show, Garm? Because we don't get.
There's Senator Malthus Kelvar. whose
Yeah, I know
reflex-
there's some.
Senator Malthus Kelvar has 20 reflex.
But what level is he?
I don't remember. I don't know how things work. What do I look like, DM?
Also, Karu, the fact you
Sometimes.
have us roll initiative and you know there's no fucking way we will beat their initiative.
Yeah, that's a little irritating.
What?
Alright, Malthus
Why?
Kelvar's level 9.
Okay. We could say he's level 9. So he manages to avoid getting shot the first round.
By the way, shouldn't you put him on initiative as well? Considering he's
I don't-
probably...
I don't think he's going anywhere. He has a speech to deliver.
Warrior race, dude. They expect this.
Ceras, what do you want to do?
Gosh. Well,
Protect
he's
the
gonna go in.
ambassador?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna protect the ambassador. He's gonna try and kind of get to a point where he could defend the ambassador. Like, is there any way, any space, like, kind of, sort of off to one side of the podium that he could, like, have his lightsabers out to deflect any other shots?
Honestly, I think the only way you could do that is if you're standing on the veranda and you're gonna have to give me
Acrobatics?
an acrobatics check to keep balance enough to be able to not only balance but deflect
Okay.
incoming bullets.
All right.
Well,
Well, I do have
shots.
the thing that allows me to reroll acrobatics.
Okay.
So he would totally stand. He would totally make sure to get into a position where he could deflect anything or negate or any of that, provide cover for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd look to Nayu and be like, just give her a nod and have his lightsabers out.
Okay.
Completely defensive position.
Nayu?
Okay, this guy is within 6 squares. I'm gonna try and pull his weapon from him.
Okay.
Please roll well, please roll well, please roll well. Yes!
Why does strength not let you roll plus whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Still,
I guess, because it should have half level and... Okay, well that was probably still under. That would have been a 29. So yep, you pull his weapon away from him.
Okay. And when... The smoke's still pretty bad, but I mean... I don't want to go into the smoke because there might be other people at this point. But...
Yeah, you see some have started like running away. Others are just like cowering
in the smoke.
low so as not to get shot at because
Yeah.
they think running is a bad idea.
Generally, it can be.
Yeah.
Okay. Ceras is guarding him. Nayu took his gun. So she is going to step forward. She's not going to go into the smoke at this point. And she is going to call out to this guy. And she's going to assume this guy isn't alone because the last guy wasn't either. She's going to shout, "You and the men you have with you stand down immediately." basically
he does
gonna.
not seem to
yeah.
react to that.
Okay, she had to try.
At this point, it's becoming impossible to see what's going on in the cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Can I keep talking?
Yes.
I stand here today to call for an age of unity, the foundation of a unified nation of Mon Calamari and Quarren, cultural interchange, cooperation on projects of the sciences, a unity of the advantages of both of our societies, strength through diversity, and progress through strength.
Alright, this guy's going to...
Sorry, Nayu would have brought out her lightsabers, by the way.
He is going to take out his second pistol and try again.
Plistle.
Pistol. Shush. Are you fucking kidding? After all the nat 20s I've had this night, I
Hey,
know shit.
I'm not complaining. We don't want this guy to die.
Nope.
What did you say his reflex was?
20.
20?
And Ceras is guarding him. So
By the way, the first shot would have been flat foot. What's his flat foot? I mean, probably not 15, but...
19.
Wow. Okay. Just checking. Okay, so he curses. Apparently his eyes are failing him today.
he is in a smoke cloud.
And you see him activate comm on his wrist. Ceras, you're up.
Alright. Honestly, Ceres is going to continue to guard this guy to make sure that nobody hits him. So
Alright.
he's going to spend whatever action he has fighting defensively, blah blah blah, preparing to deflect.
Okay. Nayu?
Okay, so are all the people in the cloud still there, or did some of them actually run out?
We'll say these guys ran. And these guys have moved out.
Okay. I was just wondering how many people were around him at this point.
The cowboy guy has taken out his weapons and is looking to see where the firing is coming from.
But it's more probably to defend himself.
Either that or he wants to be a vigilante of some kind.
Yeah, one or the other. I mean, with that look, he could totally be the vigilante.
Oh yeah.
Can I see this guy at all? Or, like, I don't know how...
Right now the smoke is enough that you cannot see through that area.
Damn it.
You know he's in there, you know approximately where he is because you saw the shot coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But you'd have to enter the cloud
To get
any
see him?
kind of vision.
Okay, well, she's gonna... Ceras is there guarding if there's anyone else there. So she's gonna move in to the cloud to go towards him. And she's going to attempt to attack his gun.
Okay.
Hey! I don't want to kill this guy. Take out his gun. I am not going to disarm him. There are way too many witnesses. I don't think I want...
Hey, Jedi do that though. It's their general go-to way of...
Yeah, well, I'm going to try and take
ending
out his
combat.
gun first.
I mean,
Okay.
it is a heavy blaster pistol. It's not a tiny little hand pistol.
Or a holdout.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there is some weapon. You still get a -5 because of the smoke and because you're aiming for a gun.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm going to attempt to not seriously maim this guy.
Coward.
All right, that misses. He moves out of the way.
Nayu just looks at him and is like, I told you to stand down. If you don't now,
Get the
you're
cart
gonna
out
end
of my
up...
way.
Okay, fine. Okay, I give you chances. Next time she is going to disarm him.
For a unified deck, for a unified republic, for prosperity. That's it.
Ceres is probably like just nope-ing.
That was a 4. I keep rolling like 5 or less.
Well, this guy's about to get disarmed.
This guy is not liking how this is going. He's just gonna glare at everyone. And then he's gonna run for it.
I'm gonna attack him.
All right.
I'm gonna basically go for a leg, I guess. Hey, he's not gonna get away
He
if
can't
she
run
can
away
help
if he
it.
doesn't have a leg to stand on.
I know it's fucked up, but I mean, it's probably when he turns and it's the leg that lifts up, so Nayu can attack it.
Oh my god!
I actually max damage.
Well, now we have an arm and a leg.
It's so I dislegged him.
Let me just check something because there's a cat in the way and something got in my eye.
He'll survive this. He'll just need a prosthetic.
I guess you've got a leg up on the competition.
Nayu tried. She gave him 2 chances. Third strike and he was out.
Should we start calling you Legolas now? This is totally out of character. Ceras would not be saying this while this is going on. This is just me punning it.
Of course.
You don't have a leg to stand on.
Said that
All right.
already.
I used to be a terrorist, but then I took a lightsaber to the knee.
This is more bad luck than you can shake a leg at, huh?
Oh my god. Guys. All right, yes. Your lightsaber clips his leg as he turns to run away. And he goes, he screams out in pain and starts like trying to limp away, but you know, he only gets like that far.
But
So,
wasn't that
out of
guy
the smoke.
waiting to aim?
Oh god!
The vigilante was waiting
But, I
for it.
mean, to be fair, the guy's down on the ground now.
Yeah,
He was also He was also trying to take out his ambassador.
Garm, why don't you use the radical sheet for the vigilante, just shooting at this guy who comes out of the smoke with an injured leg and a like
there's sheets.
Oh god. The vigilante's gonna take him out.
The vigilante's gonna like crit or something. Oh nope. He's not.
No.
He's all show and no bite. All right.
He's
Ceras,
never
I want
actually
you
taken a
to
life
give me
before.
A perception check.
Ceras, okay. Come on, get my sheet up. Roll 20, don't you be a... I have a feeling this is one.
Having trouble getting it up, show?
Yeah, because you're in the same voice chat as I am.
Okay.
Wow.
You look up as you see something approaching, and you notice that there's lanes crossing this area, but you see one speeder that is racing towards the center area towards the landing pad.
Great. Does it look like it has intent to crash into it or to take shots?
You're not sure what their intent is, but they do seem intent on coming towards this area.
Is it his turn yet?
Yes.
He's going to warn Nayu. Be like, incoming speeder! And then he's going to kind of try and see if he can nudge the ambassador back inside the embassy, perhaps?
Yeah, his speech is done.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, that was all I had.
Oh, okay. Okay, so he does actually let himself be nudged back inside?
Yeah.
Alright.
Probably grumbling, but yes.
Are any of those Coruscant police bots?
Thank you, I was about to ask that on my turn.
They've just been standing here.
Yeah, they're just standing there. No, they're kind of trying to direct the crowd and trying to stop them from stampeding.
Yeah, they can't really shoot into the crowd because
They cannot.
But
shoot
are
into
any going towards this Rhodian who the Jedi attack? So obviously
they're
he's a bad
trying
guy.
to get to the center, but there's too many people.
Okay.
So instead, they're
Then-
trying to at least make sure that they don't the people don't stampede over someone who's fallen over or stuff like that.
Can
please
Ceras
exit the
at least
terrorist attack in an orderly fashion.
Exactly.
Can Ceras at least call to some of the ones that are closer to try and get them to go back with the ambassador? At least one of them.
Sure.
Okay.
Two up front probably would, yeah.
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 So he can deal with the speeder. I have a feeling that he's gonna have to.
All right,
Gonna-
Nayu, what are you doing?
Okay, so I've been warned something's coming. The Rhodian is crawling away at this point.
Yep.
How bad is the smoke still? Is it
It is
dissipating at
starting
all?
to clear. You still have like half vision because of it is now encompassing most of the central area
Okay,
because it's starting to dissipate, but at the same time, like, yeah.
but at head level, could she look up and see the oncoming bad?
No, because it would be like dissipating upwards as well, and you are in the middle of it.
Okay. Fuck.
Show between getting the ambassador inside and calling the droids. That was basically.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. He's still gonna fight defensively, blah blah blah. But
Mhm.
Nayu is going to call out to the nearest police droid and basically be like, the Rhodian is the one who attacked the ambassador, arrest him. But she's been warned that danger is coming and she has to worry about protecting everyone here and the ambassador.
Yep. Okay.
She is going to step out of the smoke, though.
I will point out he is not the only Rhodian in the area, but you know.
Oh, I can't fucking see all of them, so she's gonna be like, the guy without a leg!
I mean, he's a heavily injured leg, but yeah.
Yeah. The guy who's crawling on the ground and is somehow not getting trampled.
oh, is he?
No, because everyone's running away from him. How would he be trampled? Why would you run towards the guy with the gun?
I mean, that is true.
Surprised more people haven't taken out their guns, honestly. Because there were a good
The rest were mostly for show.
I guess.
Or
We are
wouldn't
not
be
amused.
sad if the Quarren would, die, even if it wasn't them doing it.
2. She's gonna move out of this smoke, and she is going to move towards the Rhodian to mostly make sure he can't run away. She's gonna look at him and be like, you know, if you try that again, I'll just attack you again, right? And then she's gonna focus up on the speeder, because fuck. I really wish I had move object at this point. I know.
Okay.
But, you know what? Since Ceras is here, what she's gonna do is ready a possible force slam up to it, and basically try and slow it down enough for Ceras to be able to grab it, if need be.
Okay.
Basically, slam it to lower its speed enough to make it easier for him to grab and stop completely.
Ooh, fancy.
Okay. Alright, so the Rhodian is going to, at this point, he's grabbing his leg. He realizes that if he tries crawling away, you're gonna slash at him.
Which is why she warned him.
And he's got this crazy Quarren on the other side who's got his gun pointed at him. And while he didn't seem like the best shot in the world, it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm not paid enough for this. And he throws his gun to one side and just rolls onto his back and puts his hands up.
Okay.
At which point you see the speeder coming closer. The kind of slows down as it approaches. Sees that he's got his hands up, and they see the lightsabers out, and it kind of turns away and speeds right off into the distance.
Well,
how close did it get?
Yeah.
To be able to see all this in a crowd.
Because I go next.
I'd say about maybe 90 feet.
Damn it.
Way too far away.
Can we tell anything about the ship itself?
It's a land speeder, the type that these are speeders that don't need like ground because they're in Coruscant and the lanes here don't have ground, but
But any
it's kind of nondescript.
okay.
And you pretty much guessed that on purpose. It is a very generic looking land speeder. It does not seem to have any identifying features.
Okay.
It also looks maybe secondhand and
Probably just bought for this job.
yeah.
All right then. Well, we can't really stop it from leaving, can we? I have no way to. I can't even jump up there. I don't have surge.
You don't? What?
No.
Hmm.
You've never seen me use surge, dude.
Oh yeah. True enough.
All right. So if that's it, we can stop.
Honestly, at this point, Ceres doesn't think it's wise to be reckless and try and go after it. His main concern is the ambassador because that's
Yes.
why he's there.
Yeah. Okay. So you go check on the ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
who has
Because he
somehow
trusts-
miraculously kept alive.
Ceres was kind of like a body shield in front of him too, even though the guy also shot really poorly.
Yeah, I spent all my nat 20s earlier this session.
Yeah.
I even nat 20'd his
Excuse me.
stealth check to blend in with the crowd.
Oh God, that's why we couldn't notice anything.
That's so irritating.
You guys were rolling shit too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have captured, and the guards finally, approach to help you apprehend the Rhodian. Nayu, are you sticking with the Rhodian or going with Ceras?
She is going to talk to the Rhodian first.
All right.
So your friends left you behind, I noticed.
Honestly, that was smart of them, considering,
Mm-hmm. So why exactly were you helping them?
helping who?
Well, the people who hired you to kill an ambassador?
Well, it sounded fun. I mean, how often do you get to shoot an ambassador?
Normally only once, because then you end up like you are right now.
Without a leg to stand on.
I mean, you're not there. Usually,
I know.
things go a bit better because usually there aren't Jedi. What? I was not told there were Jedi. They were not supposed to be Jedi.
Surprise.
Is that your name? Surprise?
That works for now.
Mm-hmm.
You do realize, what is the point in trying to assist in killing this ambassador? Why?
Point. What point? What point? Why would there have to be a point? It's fun killing people.
Okay, this guy's obviously just a hired mercenary. Great. Can't really get much information.
Now, if I had known there were going to be Jedi, then I would have charged double.
So who hired you?
I was hired. Yep, I was hired. Yep.
By who?
No, that's not who.
Who hired you?
Me, I was hired. Yep, that was me. I was hired.
You know, that leg is still partially attached. Partially.
Uh-huh. Okay, maybe.
Who hired you?
Avreet.
Who is that?
The person who hired me. Yep, hired me. Avreet.
What were they?
They were my hiree
No, you gotta be a little more detailed than that.
boss.
More detailed.
Avreet.
I need more than a name.
More than a name. Why would you need more than a name? A name is a name.
What species were they?
Species?
Yes.
I'm a Rhodian.
Oh god, you have been taking lessons for Pi. This is great. Okay, but what about the person who hired you? What was his species?
Avreet.
That is not a species.
That's who hired me.
What was their species?
How am I supposed to know?
What did they look like?
Look like? I don't look like. I don't. No. They don't.
They have to look like something. What did they look
they?
like? Yes.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
I guess they do look like something. I don't know. Avreet, that's all I know.
Did you ever meet them in person?
God, I don't like people. Forced.
Did you
what's that?
meet them in person?
I don't meet in person. I just get jobs and then I go do them. Because that's the fun part. Shooting. Shooting is the fun part.
Guess what you
Meeting
won't be able to
people?
do
Nah.
anymore? Shooting. No more shooting for you.
But shooting's fun.
No more shooting for you. You mean the guy who couldn't actually shoot the thing?
Yep.
That was prone on the ground? Well, Nayu's actually getting a headache talking to this guy. So yes, good job playing Pi perfectly. But considering it seems like he got hired and never actually met the person. Karu, the name he gave, how the fuck do you spell that?
Avreet.
Thank you.
There's still some people. No, well, give me a perception check.
Come on, please roll. Please roll. Are you fucking kidding me?
So, what do you want to do now? Have fun, he says as he's dragged off.
So there are some people around, right?
Yeah, some people have like stayed. There is quite a few less than before. Those who stayed, a lot of them are being questioned by security.
Mm-hmm.
You also know that they do have. You still have the other two captives. So you can either question people here, go check on your brother and the ambassador, go check on your ambassador.
God damn it, there's so many choices, Karu. I suck at doing this shit by myself. When at this point are the peace talks gonna happen? Because he made his speech.
Peace talks will happen in the afternoon.
So within the next few hours at this point?
Yeah. So you have about 4 hours before the peace talks. What are you doing,
What
Sho?
are you doing, Sho?
You know.
No, we
Mute
don't.
yourself
off.
next time.
Yes, yes.
I mean, yes, you do have your brother. You could bounce things off of him at the very least.
Yeah, she's gonna go check on the ambassador at least. At this point, she might go question the other two people who didn't give her a headache to talk to.
As you go towards the embassy, the Quarren with the hat just gives you a thumbs up. Good work, Jedi.
Nayu looks at him for a second and just gives him a thumbs up in return because what the heck.
Who said Jedi all had their lightsabers up their butts?
And yeah, that guy is, she's gonna stop for a second and look at him and be like, I'd recommend not becoming a vigilante. Please let the authorities do their job. But thank you for trying to assist. Please don't try and kill anyone by assisting others, though.
All right, Jedi.
Oh god, this guy now needs a name.
He's just gonna show up as a bystander in everything that happens in public spaces.
Yes.
I did start working on a sheet for him.
Yes! Thank you.
He's probably going to be one of the adoptable characters.
Okay.
Inspired by Nayu.
Yeah, Nayu was gonna go check on the ambassador.
All right.
Yeah.
The ambassador's a bit busy. He has a lot to prepare, and he needs to rest after that.
Yeah.
But you do find your brother basically in the sitting room outside of his private chambers.
Well, that was eventful. Thank you for defending him, but the ambassador, while I took out the threat.
You're muted, Show.
It is my job.
Yes. I'm probably going to go and speak to the two who attempted to kill Ambassador Nicole. I'm pronouncing that
Okay.
right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Trust you to keep an eye on the ambassador here for now. But I got a name now, and I need to try and figure out if they're going to do more. Apparently, the Rhodian was hired by someone named Avrit. Apparently, he never met the guy in person. But the Rhodian was so hard to talk to. So, I couldn't tell if he was just stupid or just playing stupid. It's hard. Actually, Karu, do I still have the communication number of the other ambassador, Nicole? Because I want to ask him if he recognizes that name.
Honestly.
You would have a communication line with your ambassador and the Jedi that is with him.
Okay. I'm going to call them up because this is someone who's targeting both of the ambassadors. Maybe he's someone known to their people as an extremist or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
what
did you find from the other two whether this guy was the same one who hired the ones for this? Like, were the ones who went after the ambassador Ceras was protecting hired by the same person as the ones that were hired to assassinate the other one?
I'm not sure if the other two were hired or if they were just... Considering how they spoke, it was personal for the other two. I don't think they were hired as much as...
Well, it's quite possible that they might not have been directly related to the same people, in terms of Avrit might not have been involved with them.
Or these guys work with Ifrit and didn't have to be hired.
True enough, but I mean...
Considering what happened yesterday, they might have just hired this guy last minute to try and...
I'm just playing Sith advocate, asking the really annoying questions that you don't kind of want to ask.
Yeah. But, yeah, I'm gonna call the Jedi and Ambassador and ask them this, Karu.
Okay. Well, they're in the same room, so
I'll call the
they answer
Jedi
your
then.
call.
Yeah.
Yep. How's it going? It's been
Uh,
quiet over here.
that's good. There was an attempt at the ambassador, but the Rhodian who attacked him is in custody. The ambassador is unhurt and is preparing for the peace talks.
Good. Good news.
I actually have a question for you, Ambassador Nicole. Does the
Yes?
name Avrit mean anything to you?
He pauses, and then your Mon Cal Jedi friend goes, Avreet? Really?
That was the name that this Rhodian dropped. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Apparently, it's the one who hired him.
Oh man.
That's the Mon Cal word for comrade.
Really?
It's not really a name.
Mm. Well, apparently this guy never actually met him, so it might, considering how frustrating this Rhodian was to talk to, he might have honestly believed it was his name, or might have known what it meant.
I mean, I suppose someone could be going by that name. You'd have to figure out who that was, but it's not Quarren, it's Mon Cal.
Mm-hmm. Okay, then. I am probably going to go talk to the two Moncals in custody
All right.
and see if I can get any more information from them. Uh, before he travels to the talks, I will meet up with you to help escort Ambassador Nicole.
Right. The ambassador cuts in and says, "Well, you managed to foil their attempts. I don't think it's necessary to keep investigating anything. I mean, I doubt they'll try anything at the peace talks. They've already failed twice."
They only have one chance left. If anything, they'll be getting more desperate.
I suppose that's true.
I would much rather be thorough and worry about nothing than to not be and regret my actions later.
Very well. Just make sure you don't spend too much time, or, it would look bad if only one of us arrives with a Jedi escort.
Don't worry, I won't take too long.
Very well.
Luckily, you said there were a couple hours, so. Actually, I'm guessing there would be someone at the jail where these guys were apprehended that would question them as well, right? They did attack an ambassador. Nayu could go there and see if those interrogators got any info from them. Or learned who they worked for, or really if they had anything else on them besides the weapons they had.
Okay. So do you want to call the place that where they're holding them, or just go there?
I'll call them first.
Okay. You call them. They've basically been placed in a security cell, but they say that no one has asked them to question the prisoners, so they are just holding them. They have enough information, like they were caught red-handed, basically, so they figured like they're just charging them with attempted assassination.
Did they have anything else on them?
Just their weapons. Their weapons were a bit faulty, though. They point out.
Faulty?
Yeah, if they had actually managed to get any shots off, the pistols would have fused shut. And it seems like the shrapnel detonator should have actually been stronger than it was.
That's terrifying, considering someone crit. What the hell, then? So there's a
Check,
there's a couple hours until the talks, right? At what point in time would the ambassador be heading to?
You have maybe 2 hours before you have to be there for to escort him.
That's more than enough time at this point to get to where the guys are being held, talk to them for a little while, and then head back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nayu is gonna go because now I don't like the fact that their things were that faulty. Whoever gave them that was probably setting them up, and I don't like that.
Okay. All right. So you basically tell your brother that you're going to go investigate that and that.
Then I'm gonna be escorting New Call.
Okay.
I'm guessing he's there to escort Silong anyways, so.
Yeah, so, he'd be escorting Silog, and you kind of get the idea that the whole purpose of the Jedi sending you two to do this was the fact that it's going to be like, yeah, you both sides have an equal representative to escort them, and
About as equal as the Jedi can get.
yep.
See,
Yeah. Assuming everything as everything has been going, I don't think like if you need to duck out, that's fine.
okay, sorry. I'd stay later, but I have work like at 7
That's
tomorrow.
fine. Night, Joe.
Good night.
Right.
Feel free to NPC Ceras as long as you don't kill him.
Yeah, I was gonna say Garm knows what Ceras knows, so if Nayu decides to bounce ideas off of him,
Yeah.
Sorry this is taking so long.
It happens. Like I said, if I didn't have work early in the morning, I'd be totally down to do the whole session. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bye.
good night.
All right. I mean, I'm not sure we have too much left, but all right. So you go to the holding cells where they have the two radicals locked up.
Mm-hmm. I'm guessing separate cells, or are they together in the same cell?
They're together,
Okay.
or at least conjoining cells. You know, they have
So
those
they
like
can hear things that
Yeah.
each other say. Okay.
and if you stand more or less in the middle, they can see both. and they
Okay,
can both can see
perfect.
you.
That makes this a little easier. Nayu steps up so she can see both of them. Comfortable in your cells?
Enough.
All right. You already admitted that you weren't working alone. Who exactly is leading your little terrorist organization?
It's not a terrorist organization.
All right. What do you view it as?
We are just hoping for the continued position of the Mon Calamari.
But their position isn't changing. It's just the Quarren are being raised up to yours as well. It's not
Yes,
lowering
well,
yours
there
at
can
all.
be no peaceful coexistence with them. Every attempt that has happened in the past to have harmony between our species has failed.
Times change. You just need the right leaders. And people acting like you aren't going to help the situation at all. Do you really just want more bloodshed?
We want to make sure that the Quarrens don't get the upper hand.
Well, considering whoever you got your weapons from made sure you didn't have the upper hand, I'm wondering who you got them from.
What? Wait, what? What?
Oh, you didn't realize? The guns you had. If you had tried firing them, it wouldn't have gone very well for you, actually. They wouldn't have worked. They were
They look
tampered with.
pretty upset at that. Give me a persuasion check.
Come on, let me roll well for. Oh, thank the gods! I literally can't get higher than that.
They're entirely surprised and pretty upset and angry. One goes and says, we're given them. It was a drop off. We had to pick them up and use what we were given. We weren't meant to succeed, were we?
No. Who did you get the weapons from?
Like I said, it was a drop off. We just picked them up from a drop point. But our leader is someone called a Vreed.
You don't know their actual name?
We've never met them. He just tells us what to do, and we do it.
Well, he set you both up. Even that grenade of yours. Should have been quite a bit more powerful. You were set up.
The one that was injured is like, well, that would explain why I didn't die.
Yes, it would, actually.
It was meant to be... Never mind.
Meant to be what?
It was meant to die for the glory of our people. Now we know that this was all a setup. How do you think we feel?
You want to bring glory to your people by slaughtering those who want peace? That's not glory. That's just fear.
So you're telling us basically that we weren't meant to kill the ambassador?
Apparently.
Well, I guess whoever we were working for wanted him alive after all. Instead of making us the martyrs, it looks like he's the martyr now. It's probably going to come up ahead. Everyone's going to love him for surviving that.
Seems like it. And Nayu's gonna leave. And she's gonna go back to the ambassador.
Okay.
Oh god, is the ambassador a Vreed? Okay, so I'm going back, Karu.
All right. So you go back. The Mon Calamari Jedi greets you on the way back as you come in. He's been kind of kicked out of the room so that the ambassador can work on his last minute things before the speech, the peace talks. But if you want to go in, go ahead. I should probably not be seen here.
Of course. Thank you for your assistance. I do appreciate that.
He nods. May the force be with you.
And to you. And Nayu's going to...
Before you enter, you get a message on your...
Okay.
Sorry, Cat. I can't type with you in the way.
That's interesting.
You said that as a whisper, even though there's only 3 people here.
She did.
Yeah,
Good job, Karu.
whatever, I forgot. Great. I'm not used to it being just
ODM.
co-DM, DM, and player.
Yeah. Further analysis points that the detonator should not have worked at all. God, Nicole is Avreet, isn't he? Or someone who works with him. Nayu's gonna, I guess, knock on the door and go into Nicole's office.
He looks up from his work. Oh, you're back.
I am.
Any news?
Well, it seems that the two Mon Cal who were here to kill you also worked for this Avreet.
Really?
And they were not aware of their equipment was tampered with before they came here. Avreet is the one who gave them their equipment.
Tampered with how?
That grenade shouldn't have gone off at all. Which makes me
Really?
wonder why someone gave them that grenade. It was basically just meant to be a show. No one to get hurt.
That seems odd. Why would anyone do that?
I think it's to show more bravery to those who are still willing to go through with these talks despite the risk to themselves for greater peace. How is he reacting as she says all this?
Give me a perception check.
Come on, please roll well, please roll well, please roll well, please roll well. I'm dealing with a politician though, so...
He seems really calm.
Like, creepy calm? Like this isn't phasing him at all?
It's kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
You know, politicians and all that.
Of course,
I
politicians.
mean, you just saw another politician spew out his whole speech despite the fact that he was getting shot at. People were screaming and chaos was all around him.
Yeah. But I mean, he had a Jedi protecting him, so I'm sure he felt pretty at ease for the situation. Is there anyone else in the room at this point, or is it just us two?
It's just you two.
Okay. You both really want these talks to go without issue, don't you? You want peace for your people?
Of course we want peace for our people. I'm hoping that my fellow ambassador is as eager as I am to make peace.
He seems to be. Considering that when he was being shot at, he continued his speech.
I will have to listen to that speech before our talk then.
God, were they both in on this? God damn it. I really want to confront him on this, but I might be wrong with this.
What does the Force tell you to do?
Karu, can I, no, you you basically suggested this. Can I use the Force to search my feelings and see if asking him if he staged this
Mm-hmm.
would go badly at all?
Okay, sure. Roll for it.
Oh my god, what is... Ugh! My rolls tonight are shit! Ah,
I mean, it's a
why?
DC 15 check.
I guess. Just, God, my fucking rolls.
Um, Hold on. I'm not sure which way this would go. Garm, I need to ask you something. Hold on. Zero, I'm gonna shove you into whispers for a second.
Yeah.
All right. You get a
Unmuting myself. Okay.
you get a positive feeling about confronting him.
Nayu just takes a slow breath in and is like, Ambassador,
Yes.
did you want to do this to show greater unity towards the Quarren and the Mon Cal?
What are you talking about?
That detonator wasn't supposed to go off. The guns they had shouldn't have worked. No one was supposed to get hurt. You were against the idea of a Jedi being around, as was Ambassador Silog. You were insistent on having me go to protect him after you had been hurt. A single individual showed up to shoot him, but he was calm. He was able to go through his whole speech.
You think we were working together?
I don't think you were doing it to do anything wrong. I think you were trying to emphasize that no matter the conflict your people have had in the past, you truly do want peace.
He starts shaking his head. No. You see, no. That part went wrong. Everything went wrong. Everything went wrong.
What went wrong?
I was supposed to survive, of course. It would sway public opinion in my favor more than any word could. But Silog should be dead by now.
You wanted him to die?
Well, yes. Then they'd assign a new ambassador, one that wasn't working against us.
Against you?
Yes.
How is he working against you?
Well, he can't possibly want peace between the two species. No Quarren wants that, but honestly, I'm pretty sure he's working with the Separatists. So if he's dead, then I could get someone who I knew I could work with.
I heard his speech. I was there while he was being shot at, while people were screaming and trying to get away. He truly does want peace, I think. He wants to help his people, and he wants the fighting to be over.
Kind of like falls back in his chair looking at you. You really think that?
I do.
Then that was all for nothing. And you know what I did.
But now you and him can do the right thing for both of your people.
He kind of stares at you. You're not going to tell the authorities?
Oh, God damn it. Can I tell if he is really sincere about wanting to do this? Like, he wants the peace to happen. He was doing what he thought was needed to get peace. Like, he did think that Tislong was...
Give me a perception check. He does look kind of shocked and like he really didn't expect you to say, yeah, this guy is like really wants to talk about peace, and like he looks kind of devastated that, you know, if he really wanted peace and now he's screwed up because obviously you figured out that he's the one that tried to have him assassinated, and you know that's not going to go well because if word gets out from that, then this whole thing is screwed. Córtala.
Damn it. She kind of wants to keep quiet about this because she wants them to get this peace.
So what are you going to do, Miss Jedi? Are you going to hand me in?
Your people and his people deserve peace. I think the peace talks should still happen, as planned. But I think you're the one who has to decide if you want to be honest with what you had planned to do. You wanted to help your people, and you still can. No
So
one
if I
died.
make sure the peace talks go well, you will not tell anyone? You'll let me handle things?
Will your handling things not involve hiring those to kill others?
Well, that clearly isn't working, is it? I guess violence isn't the way to peace.
It is not. Let the discussions go as planned.
Very well. I'll do that. And once the discussions are done, I'll step down.
I think that's the appropriate thing to do. Just make sure the one who comes after you shares your mindset. Just not your,
Intensity for violence?
exactly. But I think you can choose an appropriate person to take your place.
All right. Thank you, Jedi.
Nayu just bows her head a little.
Now I have a lot of work to do before those peace talks, so
I'll be outside if you need any assistance, and I will still escort you there.
all right. So you walk out,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a good point to stop.
Yep.
I'm guessing the talks go without a hitch.
Yup. Escort your two ambassadors, and they talk, and they actually seem to get along after all.
I'm so incredibly glad that wasn't you walk out and then hear him eat his own blaster.
Pew. No.
Like, I've read the adventure, and that's kind of what I was expecting.
Well, I mean, she talked some sense into him, and he.
Maybe if he'd succeeded in killing Zilog, he might have.
Yeah.
Boy,
But like,
that was
yeah.
fucking dark.
All right. Well, that was the adventure for today.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Good night.
Good night, guys.
Right.